The problem is called longest common prefix, and what we are supposed to do is to write a function that would find the largest common prefix string amongst an array of strings. And then they've also mentioned that if there is no common prefix, we should return an empty string. There's a sample example where we have flower, flow, and flight. I think it's pretty straightforward. The longest common prefix is FL, right? And then this is an example where there is no common prefix at all, and so we return an empty string. So I'm going to solve it in the simplest way I can think of. First, I'm going to find the shortest word. And how I'm going to do that is by assuming the shortest first is equal to just the first word in there. And then I'm going to loop through the rest. So for word in str from 1 to the end, so that I don't have to consider the first one again. It doesn't make sense. So if length of word is less than shortest, then I have to set shortest to word. And that should give me the shortest word in there. So all I'm going to do is that I'm going to first define the longest prefix to be equal to an empty string. So I'm going to run a for loop through the indexes inside the shortest string. So for index in range length of shortest, and then what I'm going to do is that I'm also going to loop over the strs. So for word in strs, then I'll keep a validity variable here. I'm going to assume that that particular letter is valid. In a case where the letter at a particular index is not equal to that same index of the shortest, then I can keep valid equal to false. Now, if we are done with this for loop and we have valid to be equal to true, then I'm going to append that letter to the longest prefix. Longest prefix plus equals that particular letter, which is basically shortest at that index. Now, if it happens that it's not valid, then we can basically return the longest prefix at this point. If we happen to finish up the for loop, we can still return our longest prefix. Let's try this out. STRs not scriptable because it's supposed to be STRs. So yeah, if length of word is less than the length of the shortest, yes, I meant shortest. Yep, and we are good to go. Submit this. Yeah, that's not bad. Yay, 0 mls. So what I've done here is to basically find the shortest. Why do I keep writing shorted? Anyway, what I've done here is to find the shortest word by basically going through and comparing the length of them. Then when I'm done with that, I know that the longest prefix will never be more than the shortest, so I just take the indexes in the shortest word that we have. Then I keep a validity variable over here, and I now go through each of the words, and then I compare the positions of the word and the shortest. If it happens that the position is not equal, then it means that the validity is false. So when we are done with the for loop and then we are out, then we can now check the validity. So if it was valid, if that particular position was valid for all of the words, then we can append that letter to the longest prefix that we are keeping over here. If that is not the case, then we can basically return our longest prefix. And when we are done with the for loop and nothing happens, we can just return our longest prefix.